everyone, John here, All Miniatures Great and Small, and today's an exciting day. It's always exciting when I get a new game in the mail, and today I received Warhammer Age of Sigmar Dominion set. So this is the first product for Age of Sigmar version 3. Now I realize a lot of unboxings have already happened. Games Workshop sent out a lot of early copies to review sites. Unfortunately, I didn't make the cut, so I had to buy this with my own money. So you'll know if you're going to get an honest review listening to this. So not only am I going to do an unboxing, but I'm also going to build some of the models and show you them assembled so that you get a better idea than just a straight up vanilla unboxing. So one of the things purchasing through Games Workshop, it also came with this, which I forget what this is supposed to be, but we'll take a look at this when we're done unboxing. And this box is pretty heavy. Games Workshop always crams their models, or their boxes full of models. So here we've got, this box contains a 360-page Warhammer Age of Sigmar core book, 24-page Start Here, 14 War Scroll cards, and 2 Allegiance ability cards. Includes 60 Citadel miniatures, Stormcast Eternals, and Cruel Boys. You get whatever this guy is, Yndrasta, the Celestial Spear, Lord Imperatant, Knight Vexilor with Banner of Apotheoses, 3 Praetor Knight Arcanum, 3 Annihilators, and 10 Vindicators. Cruel Boys, you get Kilbasson Great, Nashtoof, Merknob with Belchabana, Swapkala Shaman with Potgrot, Killboss with Stabgrot, 3 Manskewer Bolt Boys, 10 Gutrippas, 20 Hobgrot Slittas. And I hopefully pronounced all that. Hopefully I won't get corrected as much as my Flames of War pronunciation sometimes. Alright, so and you see all the models here. So you get a lot of models. You get 60 models, including these 2 awesome, basically kind of centerpiece models for your armies. Now I collect Stormcast Eternals as one of my armies. Jake collects Deepkin, and he also has the Lumineth guys, those elves. And my daughter Kaylee collects Sylvaneth. So I see this as a reinforcement for my, if this thing will open, for my Stormcast Eternals. Maybe add a new force. Or maybe I'll sell them. I need to look at the rules and see if I like them. So you get a cool Age of Sigmar poster picture. And plastic. So much plastic. Let's go ahead and pull out the plastic for now. So a good third of that box looks like it's plastic, or at least that frame. Then we have another of the same exact poster. This one's a little beat up because the plastic sat on it, but I think that's what it's designed for. Then we have, looks like something broke off already. Looks like a Stormcast Eternal head. We'll put that in there so we don't lose it. I don't know if this comes with extra heads or not. So this looks like the War Scrolls for getting started. And then here we have the rule book. And this is where a lot of this weight comes in, because this is a huge rule book. And then hiding under the sleeve, we have all the bases that you need. Okay. Let's just open this guy up. And anticipation, right guys? Okay. So Games Workshop always has great rule books, and this looks to be no exception to that. Let's look at the index. So you have, the rules don't start till page 245. So you have 245 pages of lore, which is pretty awesome. And the rules go from 245 to 286. So that's what, like 40 pages of rules, and then you have open play, mission, matched play, you know, all the scenarios you might play, which is pretty cool. This is why, one of the reasons why these box sets like this are a good value is, you know, this guy probably by itself is going to run $50, $60, something like that US. And it, you know, it comes in the box as part of the set, which is pretty awesome. We have the War Scroll cards. Which are pretty cool. I always like Age of Sigmar does this. I wish 40K would do this as well. It has all their stats, weapons, rules, right there on the cards. And I heard, I don't know if it's 100% true, that all the old books work with this version, version 3. It wasn't a complete rewrite of the game system or anything like that. And we will do some more videos. I'll probably do a video about the differences. That's such a cool model. Very cool. And then you have your Dominion. This is probably like the assembly guide. I will hand it to GW. Their assembly guides are great. They go into a lot of detail on how to assemble everybody. It's straightforward. It looks pretty cool. And you get all these guys. That's pretty impressive. Okay, so you got our cool assembly guide. Then you have Start Here War at Amberstone Watch. So this this kind of sets up the contents of the box set and giving them, you know, something to battle about. So it has all the people in the box set, which is pretty cool. All right, let's check out some of this plastic. Okay. Plastic looks pretty good. I don't think I hear many people complaining about the quality of GW miniatures. It's always the price. Although a box set like this is probably a pretty good way to start collecting, because you get so much in the box. And I want to say this ran about $200, but if you factor in all this contents of it, that's the cool orc character. If you factor in all the contents, it's a pretty good deal. Now, if you're not collecting both of the factions, obviously, it's you know, the deal gets worse and worse. But you could, you know, sell the faction you don't want, sell it to a friend, put it up on eBay. I think with the Dominus box set, the last 40K one that came out with the Necrons in it, I think I sold those, the Necron half, and that really made that set worthwhile. Look at that, though. Wing detail. This is the Stormcast Eternal character. That looks pretty good. Shield detail. And there's a banner. So I don't know all of the characters yet, but I will do my studying, and I'm sure we'll be talking about those again later. These have to be one of the heavy-duty Annihilators or one of those other guys. These look cool. I'm looking forward to getting these on the table. So, we're not going to look at every frame, but you can kind of see all the plastic that comes with it. So again, there's like 60 some models here. What I'm going to go ahead and do, I mentioned earlier, I'm going to go ahead and assemble some of the models, and when we come back with that, I can give you my thoughts on the assembly process and what the models actually look like put together, which I think is a much more helpful thing to viewers to actually see the models together. So here we go. We'll be right back. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at this. I guess it's a push out. It's a push in. Aha! There you go. Oh, these are command tokens. That's pretty fancy. I'm not sure how that's supposed to open. Ah, there we go. So you have 6 metal command tokens. That's pretty cool. They all look the same. You can hear them. They're nice metal, solid. That's pretty cool. That's comes in a really nice box. I am impressed. So I think that's your bonus for buying this at full price from the Games Workshop site itself, instead of going to discounter like Miniature Market, which is typically 10% or more off, I think. But pretty cool. All right, now let's go build some models. Well, it took me a little while, but I completed all of the Stormcast Eternals for the Dominion box set. I did not build the Cruel Boys because I haven't decided yet if I want to keep them or if I want to throw them up on eBay and recoup some of the costs for this box set. I'm kind of torn, and I'm not sure which way to go. So the Stormcast Eternals, though, I built, and I can share my experience with you here. So as you can see, you get quite a few models. There's 10 of the Vindicators, 3 characters, and then kind of 2 squads of these 3-man units. They do different things, but it's pretty cool. Overall, the construction was pretty straightforward. Games Workshop does great models, and we'll do some turntable views of these as well, but I noticed, particularly with the push fit, sometimes the push fit needs a little help. And I say that because when you're pushing them together, sometimes it doesn't push, both halves push all the way, and you might be left with an unseemly gap. This one actually came out pretty well. And what I ended up doing, and I've done this in the past, was just clip out the peg and not actually use the push fit part, since I'm gluing them anyway, and I get a much cleaner fit. But overall, you can see the model looks really cool. There's lots of detail on the shield. Still lots of flat open surfaces though for color, and that means that's going to be easier to paint, for example, this back, because there's not a lot of detail to pick out. The hero for the Stormcast Eternals, it looks really cool. She went together pretty much without any problem. I don't think I actually glued the wings in. Those I kept push fit, so I'll probably pop them off when I actually paint this. But I can still show you guys what it looks like. So that's an advantage of push fit. I think if I had to pick my favorite thing about these are the poses. These guys are pretty static, but particularly these Vindicators. I like how these Age of Sigmar Stormcast Eternals kind of reuse Space Marine names. But they're very dynamic poses. I mean, that's a really cool pose. You've got, stuff like that. These come in units of 5, and they're 2 units that are essentially the same. That was 2 of the same frame, but there were enough options there to mix it up, which I really appreciated. So, for example, the leader, squad leader, prime, Vindicator Prime, or whatever they call it, for each squad is different. Like, it let me build it differently. You have this female version and this male version, which is pretty cool. And then the sergeants have kind of this plume. Sorry, the primes have this plume on their head that the other guys don't have. But overall, the sculpts again are fantastic. The one thing, if I had to pick something I didn't like, it's the fit of these capes or cloaks. If you can see there, for example, there is the cape is actually a couple of pieces that fit together. They push together, and it can be very hard to get a smooth transition where those 2 pieces push together. And you can see that line. If I don't do anything to address it, it's going to be really obvious when I paint it. One of these, I think the cape had 3 parts. And it might have been this one. But overall, if you're careful assembling them, you're not going to run into too much problem. Let's see. Yeah, here you can see the line. I might take a little bit of green stuff or something in there and sand it down, and it's going to be fine. But as far as push fitting goes, kind of wish they did the cloak as its own piece, rather than a multi-piece cloak that it attaches here, this piece attaches there. It just makes it a little bit awkward. So it's a little bit more cleanup, but on the whole, the actual designs are fantastic. The plastic is good. The detail in the plastic is good. I happen to have, I think, examples of all 3 generations now, like the 3 types of Stormcast Eternals that came with all the starter boxes. And the beginning guys were very simple, and then the last one, I forget the name of that box set, but it's the one that had the sacrosanct chamber with the wizards and everybody had cloaks. Those models were great, and these just are one step beyond those, with the detail a little bit finer detail and a little bit a little bit more intricate. I'm not looking forward to that flag, but overall pretty good. And when you consider this set, the Dominion box set ran $200 or so US, but you're getting a lot. I mean, a character like this by herself would probably run easily $50 for Games Workshop to sell by itself, and I don't know if they ever will, but just as an example, squads of 3 Terminator-like guys would probably run, $40, $30-$40. Squads of 5 might be $40 by themselves, maybe 50 or so for 60 for 10. So you can see that it's a good deal, even if I just kept the Sigmar army and did nothing with the Cruel Boys. It still, I think, is a good deal. And I know that hasn't always been the case with Games Workshop products, but for Age of Sigmar it usually is. And I know they've announced smaller starter sets. If you don't want to go in that have, just 6 I think 5 of these and maybe this guy, but it's something like that. It's they have smaller starter boxes in various sizes. For your Stormcast Eternals, might have 6 or might have 11, and then this is kind of the master set. And then the other advantage is throwing in that rule book, which we know the Games Workshop rule books run $40-$50 a pop. So I think overall this is a pretty good deal. If I sell my Cruel Boys, I hope they're Cruel Boys if I remember right. If I sell them, this becomes a fantastic deal. And even if I keep them, right now I'm leaning towards keeping them. it gives me about 1,000 point force to put on the table and have as an introductory battle. You know, I think this force versus the Cruel Boy force in this box set should be a pretty good matchup. Well, folks, there you go. That's a look at the Dominion box set for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, ushering us into the 3rd edition of the game. I'm looking forward to painting up some more Stormcast Eternals and getting them on the table and showing you guys some battles. Age of Sigmar, I think, I consider like a guilty pleasure. I did not think I was going to enjoy 2nd edition as much as I did, and I never got to play a ton, but all the games that I did play were really fun. We tried to do a slow grow for the channel, and we got a couple of games filmed, but that just kind of petered out. But I think with Age of Sigmar version 3 coming out, we might look at maybe revisiting that or doing something like that. All right, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do consider giving us a like and subscribe. Click that bell to receive notification when we release new content. You can also check us out on Facebook at All Miniatures Great and Small. Let us know what you think of the Age of Sigmar Dominion box set or just Age of Sigmar version 3 down in the comments below. I always love hearing from you guys. As always, thanks for watching, and keep on wargaming.